It's been an incredible year, and to have finished the wall drawing this afternoon has been quite a thrill. At once sad and kind of exhilarating, because I've been really concerned about whether I could finish or not. I've had a relationship with the Art Gallery of Hamilton since I arrived in the area in the early 80s. So it's been a really important place. The gallery has supported me through the years by a couple of solo exhibitions in 1989, and then again one in 2002. And now here we are in 2019-20. I was back to do something very, very different again. It's been an amazing adventure. It was first a conversation that started with the curators here, probably the better part of a year and a half to 2 years ago. They had been thinking about a residency program and then approached me to see whether that would be something I would want to do. And I, of course, immediately said, well, yeah. And of course, being really thrilled that I could be the inaugural artist in residence for the year-long program, which is highly unusual in most institutions across the board. So I don't know of any other institutions that are doing that kind of a process with an artist for that long period of time. And that's something that I found really compelling, because it was such an open equation, no real set of parameters other than what I felt I could accomplish in a period of a year, which led me to then think in terms of creating a project based on community interaction. The more focused community action, where people actually participate, collaborating with me, creating the work, was pretty much a fresh approach for me in the way that we went about it. So when I was considering what to do, I have been doing this huge series of drawings where I create the image of trees using only the name of the tree itself, and I'd write them in, you know, like less than a 16th inch high, a millimeter high, with a very fine tip pen, and it would take me weeks to do each drawing. So I thought, if I had a year, would I do that? Would I put myself through writing words at that scale? Although I did increase the size a little bit, needless to say. But I thought, okay, if I've got a year, let's go for it. So the first part of the equation was, I really wanted to do something with a tree, because that's what I do. So approaching Aldershot Landscaping, who donated the maple tree for the Abel project, which basically consisted of a tree that was going to be cut down, removed for whatever reason. So I was able to select the tree. They were kind enough to power wash it to make sure it was clean and clear to bring into a museum. I then had it section cut into over 40 sections. And then we engineered a beam for each section to be suspended from the ceiling of the atrium here at the AGH, with a portion of the root system as well. That then allowed me to invite people to come and wet felt the entire structure with me. That's sheep and alpaca wool being used to create literally a second skin for the tree. And it's such an elegant installation with how things are engineered and how impeccably they were organized by Greg Daw and Paula, who impressed me to this very day. We were able to get the solution in such a way that we could begin the felting early in the residency. That meant I could work with community groups, whether they be school children, high school students, college students, university students. We've worked with a dementia group, we've worked with challenged youth, we've worked with traumatized youth. A number of communities, including friends, helped me wet felt the large portion of this tree. While that was happening, I also began the drawing of like a parallel out to the tree itself, literally hanging parallel to it, and using white gel pens, writing the word maple or the word tree, depending on the culture. So ultimately, we arrived at 87 languages in the end I was able to use. By the time I finished this afternoon, I wrote the 87th language. However, I did finish the final fissure in the drawing was finished using Mohawk language, since that's whose land we're on. We're on Six Nations land here. Mohawk language is one of the dominant languages, and out of honoring and respect and my gratitude for being on this land and working here, I wanted to finish that way. I felt that was appropriate. I did start with the English maple at the very beginning as a kind of as the kind of common language that grounds us all here, and then finished with an indigenous language, which for me was really significant. So, and of course, during the course of that time, I had a number of people from many, many countries, and I've met people, I think somewhere in the vicinity of 18 to 20, and possibly even more countries that were available to talk to. Some of whom also contributed names. some of whom also participated with me to create the drawing. So it was like the collaboration was awesome and people got really excited. A number of people said, like, I don't know how you do this. I mean, I can last 5 minutes. How can you do this for so many months? I've had practice and I have OCD. Plus, I am very, very stubborn. And also the fact is I had this vision, I had to do it. And I wasn't going to stop until it was done. And ultimately, with everyone's help, it was possible. And today was the day. So I am thrilled, and as I mentioned earlier, equally saddened because that part is over, which also starts to close off that period of time in the residency. And in a very quiet, removed fashion, the finishing line was a hermetic act. And a lot of the work that I do when I work in the outdoors and the environment is a hermetic kind of quiet, personal thing. Going forward, I do have a solo show hopefully opening in September where we will be moving the tree with the felt to that gallery in Toronto, the Olga Corporate Gallery. I did start the conversation around the idea of how this residency came to be and had a very deep attachment to what this place is and how much this place means to me, the community, and to Canada in general, I think, and abroad ultimately, because our collection does gather a lot of steam moving around internationally. I mean, this place is incredible, and this kind of program is crazy wonderful. Who would have thought that you'd invite somebody to hang out for a year? And first of all, I never got bored. That was important. And I don't think they did either, and people are still talking to me, and so ultimately everybody's pretty happy with what happened, and I am completely and totally blown away and thrilled and honored. Thank you.